So let's think about this question of when life begins. As we go through, I want you to think about when you believe that life begins. Try to justify your reasoning with some kind of explanation. Many people believe that life begins at conception. This is the moment that the sperm fertilises the egg. Now, this is a time when many Christians, particularly Catholics, believe that life starts. Before conception, we can't say that there is any life at all. After conception, whatever that grows into can be considered to be a life. The next stage when people think that life could begin is at 21 days. Now, this is the point at which the spinal column and nervous system are formed. This means that the fetus can begin to feel. Many people think that if we're talking about something which can feel, we are talking about something which is alive, and therefore taking its life away would be wrong. The next stage at which people think that life can begin is in the 4th week. This is when the heart begins to beat, or when we have a detectable heartbeat. It makes sense to say that this is the point at which life begins, because when we're checking to see if someone is dead, we check to see whether they have a heartbeat. The next stage at which life can begin is quickening. These are the first detectable movements of the fetus at around 13 weeks. Now, movement is important because it is one of the 7 signs of life. So if we can say that something is moving, we could say that it is alive. The next stage is ensoulment. Now, this is an Islamic idea of when the fetus receives its soul. In Islam, it's between 90 and 120 days. For Muslims, this doesn't mean that life has begun at this stage, but it does mean that the life of the child takes on the same value as the life of the mother at this point. Viability, at about 24 weeks, is the point at which the fetus could potentially survive if it was born. There have been cases of babies being born at 24 weeks where, with lots of medical intervention, they've been able to survive through their childhood. The final stage at which people think that life may begin is at birth. At this point, the baby is in the world and no longer physically attached to the mother. It's no longer reliant on anyone else for its sustenance. This could be when life begins, because it's the point at which it becomes an individual and not simply something within somebody else. Using this information, pause the video and explain when you think that life begins. I want you to give an explanation as to why. Once you've finished that, I want you to think about why somebody else may think differently to you.